Hello everybody and welcome to Mass Effect 2164. How's everybody doing? How's your week going? Mediocre? Subpar?
Great.
Not great. Not great. Okay, it sounds like Rick just needs to kill something. Yeah.
I mean, that would probably help.
I mean, is
a
it one?
little bit.
Is it one of those things where like Carmine is going to feel a particular bit of bloodlust going into this session?
We'll see. I mean, it is a character, you know. Character is not me, so
Fair
he's
enough.
probably feeling a lot better than me right now. So he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Oh, there you go.
He has to look at Rockwell's face.
Oh.
That's true.
Oh. Well, he did save.
My real face.
He did save Rockwell's face.
Did?
Uh, to,
Heroic.
to be fair, Ollie, your face this week is better than last week. The whole.
I'll make me filled with regret ever since.
Oh.
You could have just let him die.
You know,
Nice.
that would look bad on the record. Like, yeah, you let your CEO die on the planet.
Superior officer. Maybe you would have become the superior officer. Who would have known?
So, Ollie, you were only half a part of last week's session. Why don't you sum it up for us really quickly?
The Great Before, we're dealing with Batarians. We followed the Batarians. They're on Moon Planet, and we're flying above them. And they were like, should we go or should we wait for our superior officer who we like and got shot in the face and is currently in a angel's cradle? And they were like, yeah, we'll wait, I guess, in like a day. And then I was like, I need more people for this. Give me the angry Russian woman and Private Johnson. And then we got in the shuttle, and now we're down to the planet. To maybe kill Batarians, whatever.
Or die.
Or die.
Or die!
Okay.
But I feel like dying would be a bit much right now.
Well, why don't we find out
You
by
say that.
why don't we find out by playing or die? Okay, so cool. I'm excited about this because you guys are landing down on Moros, which is the planet off of 8, aka Tom. It's the planet behind it in their solar system. So you guys are going to this planet which is a frozen planet, because this is where a lot of mining operations and everything happen. Excuse me, from the people that happen to have facilities on 8 or Tom as well. There was a bit of a war going between, as you just said, those 3 different factions, and you think that one of them has humans being trafficked through here. So you're going to land. As you're going to land, you are hailing out because you were trying, with an itchy trigger finger ready to pull. You're trying not to kill if you don't have to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Rockwell.
Yeah, I mean, if we can enter... we're in a tiny little space can shuttle. You know, if we're like, we are kill ya, they'll just spew us out of the sky. So we're landing like under some false pretenses, and then we'll arrest them or shoot them.
Okay.
Or they won't be bad guys, which is also the other option. We have no real reason to believe that these are assholes.
And you want to actually land at the facility of the Great Before on Moros. Okay.
Yeah.
So
because
as
the
you're
planet is
approaching,
horrifying.
you're going to have to open channels out to them.
I think we did that already. Do we not? Probably not.
No, we didn't.
We pretty much ended the last stream by going, oh, as you fly out, you hail them. And that's where we're
Okay.
leaving it.
Cool.
Yep.
I don't remember.
And here we are. That's both the sound of opening channels and literally how my daughter
is it?
says fish.
Okay.
Yeah, literally that's exactly how my daughter says fish.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now, Scott. That doesn't say fish.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
want you to know before like your daughter gets to like
You know,
high school.
You got them
like,
decades on her.
have a little look, you know, please. That's gonna be.
Just tell me what you're doing.
Well, I'll hail them and I'll do the exact same thing. I'll be like, it's basically the same thing we said to Tom. It's like, we're Alliance. We're just doing some
Walking for terrorists.
research and looking for terrorists. I don't think we'd actually say that to these ones because they are the
That
terrorists.
would probably be bad if they are working with the terrorists.
We're doing some research investigations on the system. May we dock for a short time and look around your station? And it's one of those things where I say like, may we? it's heavily implied that we are.
So
But we are.
the other side answers it saying more or less like, this is the Moros facility for the Great Before. Who is this?
Oh, do I have to actually roleplay all this? I'm way
Yeah.
too not aware.
And I was expecting him to just go, this is the facility, piss off.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Like the open court hails, the close hails. This is Service Chief Adam Rockwell. On the behalf of the Alliance, we are sending a shuttle to your location to dock to do some.
Like
routine
hell you are. Alliance. Docking here? We don't need none of your stuff.
You don't need us, no, but we are visiting you.
Is that because you need us? What are you hurt?
We are doing routine investigations of your system and the various factions.
Don't need
There
it.
We are going to be landing.
We told the Alliance to piss off some few decades ago. Just warning you now,
due
if you're
respect,
going to try to
a
land,
few
it's going to be a
decades
rather rough
ago-
one.
With all due respect, a few decades ago is bubkiss. Is nothing to the Alliance. Your opinions in this system may be hatred towards the Alliance. We have evolved infinitely beyond what you
Yep.
even counted with at that time.
Yep.
The
We don't
alliance
care.
you told to piss off decades ago no longer exists.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because he's like just doing these like yep kind of responses to you guys, but at the same time, Lena, who's sitting next to Rockwell,
Lena's
looks
piloting.
over and she's seeing. Oh yeah, Lena was piloting. So
Yeah,
Rockwell,
I'm
who's standing
piloting.
next to Lena, starting to see like the warning flash come on that locks are happening to your shuttle. That like
Would Carmine be able to hear all this going on?
you hear the conversation absolutely, and Rockwell's the one that's seeing the like you can easily point it out to anybody else. Rockwell and Svedka and not Rockwell, Carmine, Svedka, and Johnson are all in like the back half of the shuttle, but it's like it's open so you guys can hear it. It's just down like a very short hallway so you can't see it. You know what I mean? Unless you come into the front. Anyways, so you're seeing the little like weapons locking onto your shuttle warning, Rockwell.
I would just mute the guy and be like, well, prepare for evasive actions. We knew this was an eventuality. And I would then unmute and just be like, regardless of your opinions, we are landing at your station.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be a safe journey. And then as he's like saying that, you can start to see like the first like couple of like missiles or like rockets are like coming up off of the facility that you're coming in on, and like
Aggressive maneuvers.
Yeah. He's not even like stressed. He's like, their rockets are going to be so old school.
Yeah.
You think?
Okay.
We might get I would actually like lean her out the chair like a dad. Like, we might get knocked around a bit. We'll be fine.
So
Thanks, Dad.
Face dripping.
Lena, could you do me a favor? Could you roll for me for evasive maneuvers? Could you roll for me a pilot check?
What attribute?
Oh, my apologies. That would be dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. What just happened? There's literally a D6 right here. I can like grab the thing and roll it. It's a 1, so I don't really want to touch it. But we changed the overlay. Woo! Moving on. So
D6, like, don't be horrified of a 1.
I know, but it's
You're gonna be horrified of a 6th of the world? Modern America.
So the rocket comes flying at you guys, and you are able to start moving out of the way because you see where it's going. You can see where it's picking up the heat signature from and everything. So it's one of those like, okay, this is rather routine. This thing does look like it's moving a bit clunky, not a big deal. And so you kind of like hover one way to the side to make sure it's coming at the angle over there, and then hit a hard turn the other way, knowing that this is relatively easy for you. And you know what? If this was a regular rocket, no problem. You easily would have been able to evade what had happened. Unfortunately, this rocket did a strange, like the explosion was so grand. It was actually all of your sensors are going absolutely apeshit crazy. The sorry, all of your sensors going absolutely apeshit crazy. The rocket is just kind of like causes this systematic shutdowns and stuff like that. You don't know what the hell is going on when all of a sudden like you notice Ollie that literally systems are shutting down and trying to reboot immediately afterwards. Carmine, you notice, and this is a ship designed for space, the amount of light coming through this shuttle, like through certain portions of the shuttle, the way that the shuttle is rocketing and everything, like rocking around and everything. Holy crap, it is crazy. You don't know what the hell that was, but it wasn't a typical rocket blast. Ollie, could you do me a quick electronics for system diagnostics? Oh, wait. Could you make me a dexterity save, an evasion save?
Me.
It was a
No.
nuke.
Ollie.
What is happening where it hits only the co-pilot seat and not the other pilot
Oh, the
seat?
pilot's strapped in because she's flying and not dumb.
I would be fucking strapped in too.
You say that. So
No,
anyways,
that actually doesn't make any sense, Scott. If I take damage from this, because I wasn't strapped in.
you said you were standing there and you leaned back.
No, I leant over the chair like a dad.
Oh, so you were strapped. You were sitting. You made it sound like you were
There
standing.
was
I mean,
no way I
I-
would be strapped in, going into an atmosphere of a hostile planet, Scott.
Hey,
Wear
you know,
your damn seatbelt.
I was following your
Northern
narration.
America.
I was right.
I'm with him on this one. It's like, yeah, we're going into a live fire zone. They're
If
gonna
I
be shooting
wasn't, I
stuff
hope
at us
one of them
probably.
told me to sit down. Because I'm high right now.
Oh my god.
This is my defense for everything today.
This is
Okay.
going so well.
Okay. I will allow you to have been sitting. That's fine. We can ignore this crappy roll that you made. I'll just get it
yeah,
off
it was
the
terrible.
Screen.
Anyway.
All right. So
You
anyways,
can always kill him later.
So you guys, the thing goes off. It's going absolutely crazy. Lena, could you do me an electronics check for a systems diagnostics?
Yep, what attribute?
Intelligence, please. Okay. So you rolled a 5 for the total of a 5, and unfortunately, with your she has no modifiers. So you're so you do your electronics check to try to check and see like how it is that everything's happening, and all you can find out is that things are going on the fritz. You can't figure out exactly why or whatever it is, and now you're gonna have to start trying to pilot this thing to make sure that you don't bring it down for a crash. So you can kind of pull it out of whatever hardships it's having at the moment. Can you roll for me another pilot check, but this time with a -2?
Would Carmine be able to deduce from like the effects from the missile whether it was a nuclear missile or like something else?
Could you roll for me a no intelligence check, please?
So
Not law.
Lore intelligence, you mean?
Yeah.
Please, lore intelligence. Not bad.
Ooh.
Okay, so your pilot check, Lena, you are having a hard fucking time pulling out of whatever spin this thing just threw you in. I mean, you're in atmosphere. It's not a huge atmosphere, but you're still in one. And this thing is causing all sorts of havoc. You were way too close to the thing when it exploded. So you're having a hard time trying to regain control of the vessel while you're doing so. Your systems are kind of like, sometimes the thrusters aren't working. Sometimes like your HUD is not working. Everything's going crazy. It's absolutely insane. And then all of a sudden, Carmine comes to the conclusion, that was a fucking nuclear warhead.
Yep, Carmine knows his weapons. So he gets on the comms rather calmly given the situation. You know, they're firing nukes at us. Shouldn't
No
be
shit.
too surprised, really.
So she's like, no shit, and still struggling to pilot this thing. Ollie, you sadly are watching her struggling, knowing exactly what you could do to fix the situation, but it is out of your hands. You kind of have to just trust her instincts because you're high as a kite at the moment. Unfortunately,
If I did have a little console, I'd probably be trying to help, but it's okay if I don't. That would make sense in a one-man shuttle.
could you roll for me, Ollie? Because obviously you do have access to some things, and she's busy piloting. Could you roll for me a
Yeah.
perception, intelligence, and could you do the same for me with a -3, please, Lena?
When you say it's like a nuclear warhead, I'm like, these shuttles can handle a nuclear blast or two.
Was it wisdom, did you say?
Intelligence, please, and thank you.
Intelligence. So, minus.
Which is why I got a good roll, not a bad one. Luckily.
Hmm.
Ugh. You're piloting. You're on the
Lena
job.
sees nothing. She's trying not to crash at the moment. However,
Yep.
Rockwell, you notice on the sensors that another missile has launched out of the facility and is starting to change its trajectory to come towards you guys.
I'd point it out, but also it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, I imagine we assumed there would be more than one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd point it out to Lena and just do. I'm not backseat driving, but I would say missile coming at blah 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 o'clock, which is kind of irrelevant because it's a 360 degrees environment. But you know what I mean. 3 axis is what I meant to say. And then like which way to start going for evasive actions. But I'm not gonna like push her out of the chair and like grab stuff or anything.
Of course.
I'll just be taking my job as a co-pilot and keeping watch on things.
Okay, so you're doing exactly that. It's just kind of like watching and all that stuff, and not like trying to jump into her seat or anything, and trusting her instincts. Lena, you see that this other missile is coming flying at you, and you're gonna have to try to do evasive maneuvers again. This time, because your systems are on the fritz, not as much as the other sensors, but you're gonna be rolling your pilot check with a -2.
This is not gonna go well. I went alright.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Could have been worse.
Definitely could have been worse. So only slightly worse than the first time. The missile goes at you guys and explodes nearby, and once again, it's just causing all sorts of catastrophic system failures because of the EMP that happens as part of the blast of the actual nuclear warhead. So luckily, your systems are designed to be able to resist such archaic weapons, but in the radiation, you have a good amount of the hull will protect you against that, and the heats, the hull will protect you against that. Those things you're not as worried about. It's really the EMP is the worst part of this, and you're losing really hard and really fast control of the ship. Roll me one more pilot check with a -3.
I'm not having a good time.
Okay. That's, again, not terrible. So this thing is going down. It's going down hard. There's no way you're going to be able to maintain proper flight to get you all the way there. You're going to hit the ground between here where you intend to go. The question is, how hard and exactly where? Luckily, you apparently have some experience in flying a falling brick. So you are able to bring this thing in without it necessarily crashing. However, you're welcome 2 options here. 1, accept the relatively safe landing, or 2, chance a landing with cover, which requires a roll.
It's gamble, bitches. Right.
All right.
Go on.
So with a -3, you're going to make me your pilot check to try to land somewhere where you think it'll be a little bit safer after you hit the ground, assuming you can hit the ground well.
Okay. So as I'm about to do this, I'm screaming down comms. I'm like, next time our pilot is not supposed to be high.
And 3 sevens in a row.
What is it with the 7s?
No, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, I know.
Given
7s
all
is
the
lovely.
negatives you're getting.
Exactly. Those all would have been 10s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you actually
Yeah.
did extremely well, or I think a 9 and 2 10s. But so you did extremely well, and you were able to bring the ship in. It is not a clean landing. As you're bringing it down, all of a sudden you hit like the tip of an icy mountain, and it's like, and everybody's like thrown around inside of their seats and like kind of going crazy and everything. Everybody's being just like tossed around, and you're literally just trying to like maintain control as you're piloting this thing and bringing it in. You slam into another bit of ground here and there and whatnot. This shuttle is clearly getting scratched up really bad, and eventually you kind of plow it into a bit of a combination of snow and ice. Down underneath a whole bunch of like mountainous cover between you and the facility that you're going to. As soon as you hit that thing, you can see like all sorts of systems have gone. If they weren't already yellow and red, now they're just red and black. The systems that the diagnostics, and even the diagnostic itself is like blinking out from time to time and not fully functioning. Your ship landed. It's intact. And luckily for you, the life support seems to still be online for now. You're going to have to do better diagnostics to get more information, which is a good thing because this is this planet here is so cold. I think it's hazard level 2 out of hazard level 3. Hazard level 3 is one of those, like, if you're out there for minutes, you're dead. Hazard level 2 is if you're out there for, like, an extended period of time, you're dead. Hazard level 1 is like, you could probably last a day or two, but then you're dead. Okay?
Just like our plan, guys.
So you don't know how far you are from the facility. You just know you crash landed as close as you could get with cover, and the ship is barely functioning. The shuttle. All right, there you guys are, kind of there. Johnson, unfortunately, smacked his head so hard while you guys are crash landing, he's actually knocked out cold, and he's got a bit of blood coming down the side of his head. You know, it's one of those. He was wearing his helmet, but you can see through the visor the blood coming down the side of his head.
I want to see what's wrong with him specifically because I'm the medic.
Of course, and you're welcome to roll me a medicine check.
Right.
It's the first aid, and you can roll me an intelligence.
Oh wait, I've got a. Hang on, I'm fumbling.
There's a separate item you can buy in the future, Rick, that gives you a like a free like diagnostics are super easy for you thing. But
yeah, but I need to figure out like a good, proper macro for this because I have one set up right now, but I still need to roll one extra d6. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you want to do a where are you? I'll type it for you really quickly.
Well, that's slightly better. I've got a 10 now.
So I'm gonna go what is it, backtick, right? Yeah, then slash roll 3d6 drop lowest 1 plus, and then your intelligence, you're just gonna have to add the plus yourself. So that's what you would roll. And there you go. So you rolled a what? I'm sorry. Oh, that's right, because it went up a little. Nice, good for you.
Yeah.
So it actually went up to a 10 because you rolled a 1 in your initial roll, and that is now gone. So you get a 10, so you go over and you check him out. You kind of like do a quick system diagnostic of his actual suit itself. One of the noteworthy things that you find out while you're doing the system diagnostics through his suit, because it's designed to do so, is that his suit, the actual sensors in that, are slightly impacted as well. It's not that any systems have shut down or anything from the EMP blast. Luckily, the shuttle protected you guys mostly from it, but it seems like there's a delay. Like the computers inside of his suit have a bit of a delay. There's a lag time. But you are able to get the scanners to tell you everything. He did smack his head relatively hard. He is concussed at the moment. However, you do have the medicines to handle that right now, to reduce the swelling. Could I get him up
with just the first aid kit?
You most certainly can. Roll me your same exact roll. Actually, no, just part of your 10 right there. You're able to do that diagnostics, and if you want to get him up, you can. Do you want to actually get him like active and moving?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a first aid roll.
All right.
First aid roll it is. Woohoo! You gotta love that drop lowest 1 because you can get rid of that 2 there, right? So anyways, so that's another beautiful 10. So you get you more or less, you go in there, you're able to check to make sure that, see how he's doing, see the concussion. You're able to apply the appropriate medicines to reduce the swelling of the brain, wake him up and get everything fine. It's one of those things where any severe blows to the head for the next day or so could be very dangerous. But for now, he's no NFL player. He's fine. So
at least we're not walking into a hostile planet.
At least I got us all the people
he's
for
not
going
an
into the
NFL
hostile
player.
planet.
At least he's not a soldier going into space war.
okay, so he is doing fine. He gets up. He kind of like when he wakes up, he's like, oh, Carmine, oh,
Hey there, buddy.
Hey,
Hit
sir.
your head on the shuttle.
Are we dead?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
If this is what death looks like, then I am not looking forward to it.
It's
we'll
funny
give them
you say
something
that.
worse, don't worry.
You say that, and because Lena, you'd have to make me a perception roll if you'd like, wisdom. But Carmine, you're working on him. You can see that as she says, if this is what death looks like, blah blah blah. He's giving Lena like the up and down. So you roll double 5s there, beautiful. So he's giving Lena the up and down, and kind of like, oh. Lena, you do notice that as well.
I just smile and walk away.
There you go. And so Svedka, however, is like, as soon as all that happened, she immediately goes over to like the door to open up the shuttle, and she tries to like use the terminal that's over there, but it's not working. So she like punches the wall next to it a couple of times until she's able to like make the panel next to the terminal loosen up a little bit, and she grabs it and starts trying to like rip at it to pull it off the wall. And she finally gets it off the wall, and she's in there like with her head inside of it, just playing with waters. And you see a spark happens. She starts swearing in Russian for a moment, and then she like goes back in there and she's playing with it for a while, and eventually the terminal kind of like dies. It like had a little bit of power, but then like the power just completely and loses power, and she like gets super angry at the thing, and she like pulls out her gun to like shoot it, and then she just starts like cussing a few more times and chooses not to shoot it. Rockwell, I imagine the whole time you're just kind of like,
I'm not that high.
I'm just kidding.
I just got out of the whatever you call it, the cradle thing. So I've got residual morphine, which is great. But no, I'd immediately be making sure everyone has their suits on and everything's ready, and then just like getting the guns ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting the main part of the ship I'd be getting working would be the outside scanners, so I can scan the immediate outside area.
Okay.
The
cool.
actual leaving doesn't matter right now because that's not our mission.
Okay.
They're
So
not meant to leave.
why don't you what's the word I'm looking for? Why don't you do me a favor and roll me your fix check to try to get the scanners.
Which one is fix?
My apologies. Electronics check. I keep saying different words.
Yeah.
You actually were good at it until today.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, well, you know, not terrible.
That's
So
fine, damn it.
not terrible.
My life is built on being just fine.
So you make your way. So you go over there. You try to like work the scenario and whatnot, trying to make it happen. Oh, that's funny. What the heck just happened behind me? So what the hell just happened there? Boop boop boop. That was weird. That was really weird. But we're good now.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Your background disappeared.
Yeah, my background became dice for a second.
No, you became a dice.
Yeah. So, all better. So you roll your fix check and you kind of run into a system diagnostics and everything, try to make the, check the outside scanners. You work on them and you come to the conclusion, I can make this work. No question, I can make this work. But it's going to take hours. Unless you choose to pull power from somewhere else.
Unless I can just shove one of the batteries I have into it, no.
I mean, this is a ship, and because you're just doing one system, you can try.
Well, I'm not putting batteries in, like, AA batteries into the whole ship, into the engine, one by one.
A Type B battery.
No, I have type
Because
A.
like a Type B battery is what you'd use to run like a mech suit.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was saying, like, I doubt it, but that would be the only reason I would put anything in is to give it more power. Would be if I could like jury-rig batteries.
Do you have a Type B battery?
I only have Type A's, so no.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, that would be you'd have to try to jury rig those together to get enough juice. So yeah, I knew like just double A as you were joking, but so all right, go ahead, Lena. What are you doing?
I haven't, to be honest. I just think she's trying to get ready to, just in case anyone is looking for the ship, because they did fire it, as they clearly don't want us to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna confer with Rockwell what he wants me to do, because at the end of the day, he might be high, but it's still his mission.
Okay.